Okay, as promised, I'm going to go through the Xref exercise here, recorded, put this up on YouTube, then post a link in the Canvas page because I know there's been some technical problems and not everybody's been able to follow along in class. So here we go, a recorded example for you guys to go back and follow along at home. I'm going to try my best to verbalize everything that I'm doing because I'm going to click through this pretty fast. And again, some people will prefer actually clicking the buttons in the ribbon. Some people may be getting the hang of the commands that you actually type in on the keyboard. So I'm going to verbalize it. So whichever way you prefer, you at least know what command it is that I'm doing. And I'm going to talk through my thought process as well. 'Cause where I put lines and kind of what I'm thinking, I'm just going to verbalize it. Talking for me is not a problem. So buckle up. We're going to get through this example and turn that off. And yeah, then you guys can follow along at home. That should give you all the information you need to get through the current homework that's up. So here we go. We're in AutoCAD. Going to open up a new window. Template. Oh, this is not something that pops up um, in um, in the AutoCAD instance in a Porto because this is my desktop version of AutoCAD, so it's got my settings and stuff like that saved already. But whatever. Blank AutoCAD. We're starting with blank AutoCAD. We need to bring in our image floor plan. So let's go in. We've been doing this one. It's called barn dominium plan. This is fine. Insertion point is fine. Specify on screen. Actually, I'm going to uncheck these. I just want to have it plopped. Just plop. Plop in. There we go. Whoop. Down here at the bottom. But again, more likely than not, the way it's been going in class, when you insert it, this is what you see. It doesn't look like anything has been inserted. So again, you can double middle click or zoom E for extents, and that'll zap you right in here. All right. Now I need to go ahead and make a couple of layers. I know I'm going to need a couple dims. Let's make that red just because I like red dimensions. Let's do exterior wall. I think I'd been doing that as magenta. And do HL for hidden line. I think I'd made that orange. And that is a different, oh, not line weight, line type. That is a different line type. Let's click on line type, go to load. I think I made that a dash dot. Excuse me. So load that, actually make that dash dot, and then turn off the plot, because if we were actually printing this, we wouldn't plot our hidden lines. But we'll need that. That'll be important later. All right, I'm going to go up here to my dims layer, make that active. Excuse me for a second. Goodness gracious. Sorry, it's still kind of early in the morning. Okay, now, as we've been talking about in AutoCAD, AutoCAD doesn't know dimensions. AutoCAD just knows like units of like dimensionless units of stuff. So if we want to trace this at 1-to-1 scale, we got to get it to 1-to-1 scale, which means we need to figure out what size AutoCAD thinks this is currently. So if we have any dimension whatsoever, and we've got a couple here, we got 66 foot down here at the bottom, we got 45 foot here on the sides. We have any dimensions whatsoever, we can use that. So what I'm do is draw a line along this given dimension line. Now I have that line, and I'm going to put a dimension on that. And this is 0.5593. AutoCAD thinks the line that says 66 feet long is actually 0.5593 units long. So we need to scale this up to get this to be correct in inches, because when we're working in imperial units, more likely than not, it'll natively be in inches. So we need to get this into inches. So to do that, we need this 66-foot number to be 66 feet in inches. We need this 0.5593 to be 66 feet in inches, which is 66 times 12, 792. So to get this to be 792, it is the value that you want divided by the value that you have. So it's 792 divided by 0.5593, which gives us 1,416.0 a bunch of stuff. And the more numbers you drag it out to the right of the decimal point, the closer you're going to be to the actual value. Because this is a big scale factor. This is not something you commonly, like in life, scale something this much. So we're going to embiggen this whole thing. So scale, we're going to select everything, right click to confirm, pick a base point. I'm going to pick the origin. Why not? 0, 0. Specify scale factor. We're going to do 1416. I'm going to go out a little bit just for funsies. 5, 6 is what, because I got 1416. You can kind of see if that shows. It does kind of show as long as I get to glare out. So I'm going to go out to 3 decimal points. Why not? Enter. Zoom, 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 zoom. Now I got to change on my dim scale. Let's see if I have my console set to... Okay, no, I ain't changed dim scale, it didn't do anything. All right, dimension, I'm going to go over to properties. Fit, change my dim scale overall to 200. There, now we can see it. Now we're close to 792, but not exactly 792. So I'm going to select this, and this is something else we've been doing. We're going to round to the nearest inch, so it's nice and tidy. And that's down here under properties and primary units, where we set our precision to just be whole numbers. Rather than having a bunch of decimal places out here, we're just going to make it be a whole number, and then it rounds up, and everything is neat and tidy. All right, so now, excuse me again, our drawing is more or less scaled. So now we can get on with tracing our walls. So I'm just going to do lines, and I'm going to start at one corner, and we're going to go all around the outside wall, the outside of the outside wall, I should clarify. I might need to clean this up. I'm already kind of being sloppy with it. Click. And close the loop. All right. Is that line horizontal? It is horizontal. I was looking at this angle. Angle says 180, so it is horizontal. All right. I do need to check because I may have gotten a little carried away here. I need to make sure these are in line with each other, and they are not exactly in line with each other. It's off by a little bit. So I'm going to do this. With that, just draw a line. And then I'm going to extend that line, and I'm going to move this other line so it intersects there. So now those are in line with each other, but I moved this up a little bit. So, not extend. I'm going to trim this little piece there. Excuse you. Okay, I guess I'm not. Hang on. I might have messed something up. Let me do this. Go back here, make this line again. Again, I'm going to use this point as a reference. You see I get my little green dotted line here. There we go. I think that's why that didn't. I think it was slightly off. All right, so that's lined up. I need to check over here too, because I don't think I made this exactly lined up either. So I'm going to do the same thing here. These are, yes, I did not line this up. So move this line to be in line with that. Trim that little piece. Come up here, because this is now detached, and we're going to extend this little piece so it intersects. Okay, good, lovely. So you can see now I've got just the outside edges drawn. And you see the image goes away whenever I middle click to kind of drag this around. It just leaves me the white box for the image, but the image itself goes away. So if you see that suddenly the image goes away when I'm dragging around, that's why. All right, and then I do believe we had figured out in class that the way that this floor plan image was generated, the it kind of shows the exterior walls have like a 6-inch thickness. So works for me. Let's make the exterior walls 6 inches thick, because that is also kind of a reasonable thickness for an exterior wall. Excuse me, let me take a drink of something. All right, moving on. So you can do offset, specify offset distance. That's going to be 6 for 6 inches. We're just going to start clicking around, doing all our offsets. Again, if this was all done as a polyline, you would select just the whole group of lines, and it would do all this as a loop or a chain. But I did this as individual lines. All right, let's clean these up. A little trim here. Do a little extend here, and I'll just do that manually because it's easy to sometimes click and drag as it is to do other commands, especially since I don't need to be precise. I just need to get that line extended or something. Trimming all these little extra line segments. Getting all these corners to line up. Last one, I think. Yeah, okay. All right, those are my exterior walls. So if I go and I turn off my layer here, boom, there it is. There's my exterior walls. Oh, I'm not on my exterior wall layer. That would have been unpleasantly surprising. Okay, let's do our interior walls now. And I do believe we also figured out this was, let's see, you see, it gets, Why does it get thinner right there? Oh, because it's a pocket door. All right, well, we're gonna make, because it's a wall separating a living space from a garage. So again, entirely possible that this would be a slightly thicker wall just because of the hazardous nature of things that may be in a garage. So go ahead and make this 6 inches thick as well. And then our interior walls will make 5 inches thick. So do offset again, but we change our offset distance to 5 inches. And then I need to draw some other walls here, but they don't start in a corner or an intersection. So you see, I'm getting this green box. If I click wherever a green box shows up, it's gonna think that's where I want to start my line, which it is not. Remember that the command to start a line segment on a different line segment somewhere that is not already a corner is by typing near. Before you click your first point, you type near, and that allows you to start a line segment on an existing line segment at a point nearest to where your cursor is. Do that, offset that line 5, go that way. And then let's draw a couple lines for these closets here. Again, I need near there, and then a line near to here. And then I got some more here, line near here. Oh, let's get that lined up there. All right, and then offset that 5 in and in. One more line near here to there. Offset 5 that way. So that is all the walls. Now we just need to clean these up. Trim this guy, trim that guy, trim that guy, trim that guy, trim that guy, trim, trim. Oh, I forgot to offset a couple lines. Oops. Get that here in a second. These guys right here. Set 5, yes, 5. That's a wall. And that's a wall. Trim, 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 trim. See if we got them all. Oh, one right here. Trim there. That looks like, oh, down here. All right. That's everything. All right. Moving on. Next, let's get doors put in. Yeah, let's get doors put in. Oh, but to do that, let's pull up our example drawing so that we have our doors. Whoops. And I gotta navigate to them over here on my other screen. There we go. There we go, doors. Let's get our 36-inch door. Copy that, bring that over here. Excuse me. Just put that somewhere. Let's rotate this guy. Get it ready to line up here. All right. Now we need to put some holes in these walls. And we'll offset. Most of these are 36-inch doors. If they end up not being 36 inches, we will deal with that. I can't remember which ones were not 36 inches. All right, so now I want to get this door in the door frame. Select the object, right click, specify base point. We're going to go mid. So, all right, so these doors, it is the opening that is 36 inches. So you'll need to move a couple lines around because from this outside edge to outside edge, that's an extra 2 inches on each side, I think, or 1.5 inches. So we're going to move, select a door, right click to confirm, specify base point. We're going to take mid of that edge of the door frame, move it here, and we're going to place it on mid that side of the door frame. I'll move these guys mid, move these lines, trim, trim, and same thing here. Move this line, right click, mid to here, and then trim, oops, trim. All right, first door placed. Let's keep going. You know what? Let's do this. Let's do a copy. Select the door, select that line, select that line. Actually, here's something else I'm going to do. This might make life easier when I'm copying all this stuff. Let's draw a hidden line from middle to middle. And now let's copy the door and these 3 lines. Right click to confirm. Copy using mid. And then let's just kind of eyeball. Oh, well, I don't have a midpoint there, so that's not going to work. That's not going to work at all. Never mind, never mind, never mind. Copy the door and those 3 lines. I'm going to take that endpoint and we're just going to kind of eyeball where this door is. We'll mirror this door here in a second. And let's do a copy again. Oh, whoops, don't need that. Oh, I see what I did there. Oh, hang on. I copied an extra line bit. Extra line bit right there. Don't need that. All right, let's rotate this door. Right click. All right. So this door is swinging the correct way, but it's hinged on the wrong side. So we need to flip that. We'll do that with the mirror command. We'll select this door, right click to confirm, specify 2 points along the line that we want to mirror, erase source objects. Yes. Now we can move this into place. Put that there. Use our near again. Trying to kind of fudge this, eyeball it. Looks good. Any more exterior doors? Yes, I have 1 more exterior door. Oh, this door needs flip too. Huh, how did I miss that? Mirror, click there. Click here, erase source objects. Yes. Move origin midpoint right there. All right, that's better. All right, let's do another exterior door here. Oops, hang on a sec. There we go. I just want to grab those. All right. This one just needs rotated. So rotate that, move, select that, get it nearest a point on this line that looks about right. Sorry about there's good. All right. And now, let's do these garage doors too, because it's an exterior door. And I think what I discovered the other day is these doors are, whoa, this is the wrong layer. I'm on the wrong layer. X wall. Make sure I'm on X wall. I think I discovered these doors as shown are 12 foot wide. So I'm going to do an offset, 144 inches. Select that line, boom, take it over there. And then, I'm just going to copy these guys. Copy, right click, and slide this over to about there-ish. There we go. I'm going to get back on my door layer, and let's draw a door. So let's click a base point. And since I'm drawing these lines now, I'm going to make them a nice even number. So let's say that's about, as drawn, that's about 4 inches thick. Oh, wait. That dimension is 144. And then hit tab to specify my other dimension. Let's do 3. And then we'll copy that door over to here. There we go. I got garage doors. Now I haven't started trimming away these other line segments yet, but we will get there. Let's do that now. Trim. Trim that. Let's trim that and then trim that, because if we do that, then we can select what's left and just delete that. In here, trim this and trim the edges, because when you trim the edges, you can just delete whatever's in the middle. Oh, did that one already. Trim that, trim that, that, delete everything in the middle. And then these garage doors, which I should have, you know what? I'm going to move these out of the way just a bit so I can trim what's behind it. Trim, whoop, and whoop. And now move the doors back into place. Oh, those lines completely disappeared on me. Well, that's rude. There we go. That's looking better. All right, let's look at where we're at. Turn that off. How are we looking? That's looking about right. All right, let's keep working on doors. Let's move to the interior doors now. This is gonna be a lot. It's gonna be a lot. Yep. Let's just get into it. Fine. I believe these are 30-inch doors. Let's see. Offset 30. Yeah, that is right. Let's move these a little bit. Yeah, it looks about right. And then this one also probably a 30-inch door. Offset 30. Oh, okay. That's 36. I mean, it is a door to a bedroom, so no, that's not it either. So it must be 32, which is also a door size. Yeah, it's 32. All right. Residential doors are funny. They can be a bunch of different. There are no standards. There's very few rules in residential construction. See, I believe this was a 24-inch door. No, of course. The closet is what? Is it going to be 30? Yeah, see, that one's 30. Bedroom door's 32. Closet door's 30. Bathroom door's 24. Yeah. Whatever, there's no rules. All right, these bifold or bi-swinging doors, I think I'm going to go kind of from the middle here and offset each side, because these are probably each 24. Yep, there you go. It's easy enough to do. Line, near, offset, 24 on each side. Oops, there we go. And then this guy, I think, is depicting a sliding door of some sort, or a pocket door. What is this? Maybe 30 inches? Nope. 36 inches? Yep. 36-inch opening. And then the door to the garage. Probably a 36-inch door. Let's see if we're right here. 36. Yeah, all right, that's 36 inches. I think that's all of the, that should be it. All right, let's, well, let's get the doors we know are 36 inches, which I think is just this one. Midpoint, copy from here. Move that to the midpoint of here. There we go. Move this guy mid to there. And then move this guy mid to there. Trim everything that's not. Yep, that's one. And then someone had pointed out in class that if you scale the door, it scales these door jam blocks as well. And for the purposes of this exercise, I think we're just going to live with that. Rather than making different blocks and different size doors, we're just going to scale the doors. So we're going to keep copying these doors. Midpoint of here to the midpoint of here. And then we're going to scale. So this is currently 36 inches. And I need it to be, I think this one's 32. So again, it's the dimension you want divided by the dimension you have. 32 divided by 36. 0.88888 a bunch. So let's scale this door. Specify base point. Mid here. Specify scale factor. 888888889. Whatever. Bunch of 8s and a 9. So pretty close. Now let's clean this up. Move this line mid to here. And move that line mid to here. Trim, 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 delete. All right, there's that. What is that one? 30 inches, I believe. And then 30 inches, and then 24, I think. Yeah. All right. Copy this guy again. Let's move him up here because we need to rotate you. Thus, let's put you in place. Move. base point mid, end point mid, right there. And then let's scale you, it's 30 inches, so it's currently 32, and I want it to be 30. Nope, wrong way, wrong way, wrong way. Dimension you want divided by the dimension you have, 30 over 32. 9375. Scale this guy from the base point here, which is midpoint 9375. There we go. Just got to move this one guy here, mid to there. Trim that. Trim. Whoops, still got to move this guy. Mid to here. Trim this guy. Trim that guy. That can just be deleted. Alright, now all I need are my 24-inch doors. Well, except for this, I can just trim this away because honestly, don't know what type of door that is. Looks like a pocket door. Whatever. Alright, let's take this guy. I'm just going to copy this door, 36-inch door. Come over here. Alright, this now needs to be 24 inches, so that's 24 divided by 36. It's 666666667. So we're gonna scale that here. Right click. It doesn't matter where. 0.6666667. All right, let's make this the bathroom door. So I gotta mirror this. Move from this midpoint to this midpoint. That was wrong. That was a 30-inch door. Whatever. I guess. Anyway. All right, whatever. We'll move this and use it for the closet instead. Yep. So we'll need that. So this must be a 30? Let's copy this and find out. Copy from midpoint. Yeah, I guess so. Or we'll roll with it. All right, mirror this guy. Specify a point of mirror line. I can do that just going from the midpoint here to there. Erase source objects. Yes. Okay. Yeah, 30-inch door. Except I do need to move this because I don't have enough. This is a really odd size, but you know what? Whatever. I'm not going to make yet another size door for this. So the door opens into the sink. This is really bugging me. No, I can't. My ADHD is not going to let me not have this accurate. This has got to be like 28 then. All right, so 28 divided by 30 is 9333333. Oops. Well, it's not ADHD that makes me want to be exact. I guess that's kind of more of an OCD thing, which I don't officially have, but nor have I ever been officially diagnosed with ADHD, but pretty sure. If you can't tell already. All right. the rest of these closet doors put in here. All right, it's looking good. Looking good. And then we're going to do a mirror to make our other door. Do that, but instead of erasing source object, we are going to say no, because now we've got a mirrored copy of that door with the existing door still there. So we're going to do the same thing here. I'm going to mirror about that line. Yes. Whoop, 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 whoop. I just did the thing I said not to do. Erase source objects. No. All right. Now, here's where we do need to get a little technical. Because I got these extra lines here that represent the door jambs on the opposite side, which I don't have on the double doors. So if I want to edit this, let me turn this off now. I don't need this right now. Let's see what's going on a little bit easier. All right, if I want to edit something that is a collection of lines, more likely than not, it's like a block. And to turn a block into a collection of lines, we're going to explode it. And that is the command, explode, which is just hitting X on the keyboard. You select the thing that is a group of lines, you hit X on the keyboard for explode, and you hit enter, and it should give you a collection of lines now. So now I can just delete that. It's the same thing here, select that, explode, select that, delete, start deleting some of that stuff too. So over here, select, explode, select, explode, and delete this stuff in the middle, delete this stuff in the middle. All right, I'm gonna clean the rest of this up. Move mid to here. Move mid to here. Trim, 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 delete. That's fine, that's fine. Move mid to here. Move mid to here. Oh, slow down. Trim, 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 delete. That's fine, that's fine. That's fine. All right, have I missed anything? Any other interior doors? No. All right. We now have doors. Now, the windows. I know that was something that was just kind of mentioned in passing, but let's excuse me, let's represent some windows here. So for a window like this, same with the double doors, I'm actually going to kind of start in the middle and then offset out to the side by, we may just have to, nope, it's not 24. Is it 36? It is 36. All right, so that one's 36. And then the way you typically see windows shown, and it's just like this one, it's just slightly thicker with an extra line representing the actual piece of glass in the middle. So I'm going to do that too. I'm going to draw a line from mid to mid and then mid to mid. And that is how I'm going to show a window. It's just going to look like that, which is good enough for our purposes. I think this might be 24. What do we think? It's 24? It's not 24. It's very much not 24. Is it 36? I don't think it's 36. Yeah, it's 36. We'll go with it. Get our line in the middle here. So here line, here, somewhere middle-ish. We'll say it's 36. Yep, 36. No, that was not 36. One might be 30. 32. Split the difference. Sure. Curse you architects, making everything different. I don't care what the code allows. Like, all doors should just be like 36-inch doors. Like, that window is like a 48-inch window, as shown. Totally forgot what I was doing there for a second. And then looks like we have one more window here. I'm assuming that is also 36 inches, which that appears to be correct. So if we turn off our reference drawing, ta-da! We have a plan. Now, the last part of the homework assignment was to then tell me area. So, like this garage, for instance, if it were a commercial structure, how many people could you put in it? Well, I'm not in the homework. I don't ask how many people you can put in it, but in order to know that, you needed to know the area, which right now this is nothing. If I click one of these lines, it is just a line. There's no area. It's just a line. So now I'm going to go to my hidden line layer. Now we're going to use some polylines because polylines are not just lines. We're going to trace the inside of this here. Now I have area. So let's go here, back to the dims layer. Let's do some text. And I know I need to make this like, need to be 20 maybe? 20 units? Yeah, 20 units sounds about right. Except that is a thing that happens. That gets really, really big and obnoxious. Garage. And our area is, hang on a sec. Yes, hang on. Our area is 238,408 square inches. And then to go from square inches to square feet, you divide by 12 squared, which is 144. You get 1,655 square feet. 1,655 square feet. Let's make this center justified. There we go. Lovely. And let's do this for the living room and the bedroom as well. So now in an instance like this, it's going to be one of those use your judgment things, but when a space becomes a hallway, you generally don't count the square footage. it gets into this whole like gross square footage versus net square footage discussion, but like you can't really occupy a hallway, you're not supposed to. So we're gonna just exclude that. And that is 54,537 square inches divided by 144. That is 170 square feet. And we're just going to copy this right here. Living 70. And then up here, this one I can draw a box because it is a rectangle. Copy this again, up here. And then this box is 21,300. 21,300 divided by 144 is 147 square feet. I know it rounds up rarely closely to 148 square feet because it's 147.9. But again, in a lot, well, I think it depends, but like it's hard to have a fractional person for occupancy calculations. So you kind of round down. It's safer to round down. Not that it really matters in the grand scheme of things, but I'm just going to say 147. Oh, and that's bedroom. We're going to abbreviate that B apostrophe room. Bedroom. All right. And so that is an image of a floor plan converted to an AutoCAD file of a floor plan. So go back, rewatch this video, slow it down if you need to. I know I was cruising to get all these features put in here because it is 9 something in the morning and I have to go see a man about a horse. So I'm sorry, but I was kind of hustling. So this should get you. Oh, wait, I also asked for dimension. Hang on. I asked for dimensions. I forgot about that. So here's an overall, and I'm going to delete this because that may not be accurate. There's overall width and, or overall height, overall width. Whoa, that's not overall. I forgot this little bump out here. Ah, there we go. Yeah, we ended up being off by a couple inches. But you know what? We're in the ballpark. There. Forgot I asked for overall dimensions. So here we are. We're in the ballpark. Our target was 792. We're at 796. I mean, we could tweak these things around, but like an inch here, an inch there, we'll consider that in the ballpark. Because tracing is an imperfect science. But for the purposes of what I asked you guys to do in the homework, like being within, well, the building or the example that I have in the homework is even smaller than this, so I would expect you guys to be within a foot of your overall dimensions. That if you're outside of that, then you scaled something wrong. But if you scaled everything correctly, everything should end up being within a foot. So anyways, that is a very, very fast walkthrough of how we get the homework done. So now you have this as a reference that is due Monday, the whatever, 7th. It's due Monday. Really? 7th already? 7th of April? Holy cow. All right, that's due Monday the 7th. I'll see you in class Wednesday. We start Revit. Enjoy the week.